Hey everybody, I am really excited this week to demo this AI system for you. The focus for this week for me was user generated content, or UGC. And this is a system that automates UGC, the the creative process, the process of generating assets for UGC. And earlier this week on my Substack, Full Stack Growth, I posted a lot about UGC as a growth tactic, a growth opportunity for a lot of companies in 2026, and why I think UGC is more important and more viable than ever. A couple reasons just to highlight. One is that the cost of paid media has continued to increase, and so that's causing a lot of folks, a lot of teams, to look for other growth tactics that they could use to complement what they're doing with paid media. The second reason is that UGC has often been very difficult to scale operationally. It's a heavyweight process, requires a lot of manual work to do it well, to do it the right way. And a lot of marketing teams or growth teams, they might try UGC for a while, but then have to pivot to something else just because of how time consuming it is and other priorities that come into play. And then the third reason I think it's important as a growth strategy is that we continue to see lots and lots of content that's being created by marketing teams, and it's being created by AI. And unfortunately, a lot of that is AI slop that's starting to flood users with more and more content. It's difficult to break through. It's always been difficult to break through, but I think now it's even more difficult for brands to break through and reach their prospects and their users. And UGC has always benefited from authenticity, trust, social proof. It performs really, really well. Again, but it's always been difficult to scale and to operationalize. And so the demo this week that I'm going to show you, you can imagine a fictional company called DemoCorp. And DemoCorp has a platform. They allow users to come in and create content and publish that content on their platform. And now they want a way for their users to promote their own content and in turn also promote DemoCorp, and do that through UGC. And so the design team, the brand team at DemoCorp, they've created this beautiful design system for these types of assets. And the design system has very precise placement for the user's headshot in an image, in a template, for the different fonts that can be used, for the color combinations, for the exact placement within these templates. And it looks beautiful. It creates creative that anyone would be very happy and eager to share on social media because it just looks beautiful. But the challenge is that this is very difficult now to scale, because you almost need a designer full time to go in and start to build and create these assets that are pixel perfect and aligned with this design system that's been created. And that's difficult, you can imagine, for any startup, but even for an established company to invest that much in creating these types of assets. Very challenging to do. And so what I'm going to show you in this demo is an AI system that I built that automates that process, that allows this to be self-serve. So users can log into this system, they can upload a headshot of themselves, they can paste in their bio. What they're going to get is a number of these beautifully rendered creative assets that they can post on Instagram, TikTok, on other social channels. They're also going to get draft captions that they could use to post along with those creatives. And so just to jump into the demo, the first thing I'm going to do is just choose a file here. I'm going to pick an image of myself. This is a headshot. And you can notice that it is not centered, it's not zoomed in, and that's purposeful. I want to show you how this works, the system works with facial recognition. What I'm doing here, I'm using AWS facial recognition to analyze this image, to locate the face within the image and the eyes and the nose, and then zoom in and place the face precisely within the template that we have. I can add a few other details here. I can pick the font family, I can pick the color scheme that I want, I can add my bio here, and then I can click generate all assets. This is going to create all the assets and a few draft captions for me as well. Okay, now you can see the assets that have been generated by the system. It's created 3 different Instagram caption options for me. I can take these, I can copy them, I can edit these, but it gives me a starting point for captions. And then all the different um, creative variations here. And you can see that it did, facial recognition worked perfectly. It placed my face precisely within the template. It's got the right font and all the different colors. And this is something where the user can then go through and select any of these, post them to Instagram, and it's a great way for me as a user to promote my content, but also to promote DemoCorp at the same time. Just a little bit about how I built this. Um, like I mentioned, I used AWS facial recognition, which works really, really well, super easy to use. I also used a tool called Creatomate to create the actual template itself. Creatomate, like very easy to go in and create a template um, to have template options that are kind of locked in and static, and those that are variable and that can be edited and changed. Um, and then I'm just calling the API from Creatomate when I'm doing the asset generation process. Um, and then I'm using ChatGPT I'm calling O4 Mini, I think is the model that I used, and that's what I'm using to generate draft captions for Instagram. All in all, this is something that took less than a week. I'm running this demo locally, but I've actually created a full production version and deployed that to Versal and Render. Um, so getting it all the way to full production, again, less than a week. And I think hopefully this gives you an idea of the opportunity that a lot of growth teams and marketing teams have in 2026. It's not an opportunity to go out and vibe code a CRM or a marketing automation platform. I think most companies are better off getting those from vendors, but there is this opportunity to create small, lightweight, bespoke AI systems that automate things that were manual, difficult to scale in the past, and also create a nice differentiation for a brand. And then specifically with UGC, this is becoming, I think, for a lot of companies, more and more of an opportunity, and AI systems are the way to kind of scale and automate that, turn UGC into something that's always on, always running, always performing. Um, Thank you, as always, for listening. Hope you found this helpful, and would love to hear more from you all. Like, what are you seeing with the opportunity for UGC? What are you seeing for the opportunity for using AI systems to automate some of these more manual, time-consuming processes? Thank you, and have a wonderful weekend.